On this unique occasion for boxing, we have not one ring announcer, but two. Let's send it inside now to Jimmy Lennon Jr. and Michael Buffer.
It is time for our historic night of boxing and our long-awaited, much-anticipated featured bout of the evening. This bout coming away is brought to you by Lion Promotions, Main Events, and Fight Night, Inc. in association with Prize Fight Promotions, as presented by the undisputed King of Beers, Budweiser.
Tonight here in Memphis, Tennessee, we will turn the page to another chapter in the history book of boxing legends. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event. 12 rounds of boxing for the linear, legitimate, and universally recognized, undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. The three judges assigned to ringside scoring this contest on the 10 points must system are from South Africa, Alfred Bukwana, from Thailand, Anik Hongtongkam, and from Belgium, Bob Logis. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action from the United States, Eddie Cotton.
All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, the time for talk is over. The time to fight is here. It's the time we've all been waiting for. Live from the Pyramid in Memphis, it's fight time! Introducing to you first the challenger on my right. He is fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing his traditional solid black trunks and hailing from Catskill, New York. He weighed in at 234 1/2 pounds with a record of 49 wins, 3 losses, 2 no contests. He has 43 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the youngest man ever to win the heavyweight title, currently ranked the #1 contender by the WBC. Please welcome tonight's challenger, the explosive 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, introducing the one and only Iron Mike Tyson.
and officially weighing 249 and 1/4 pounds. He captured Olympic gold in 1988. Now, as a professional, he has 39 victories, including 30 knockouts and 3 world titles. He has 2 defeats and a draw, all by way of rematch have been changed to victories, making him one of the few men in boxing history to have virtually defeated every man he has ever faced. Ladies and gentlemen, from London, England, presenting the 3-time world champion, the linear, legitimate, and universally recognized, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, LENNOX Lewis. Step forward when the bell rings. Only one will be Destiny's hero. Only one will pass from heavyweight greatness to heavyweight legend. So now there's only one thing left to say. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
We've had 2 announcers. I wonder if we're going to have 2 bells when this fight finally starts.
Well, you don't want to have 2 punches too cautious. And that's what can happen when you have dynamite punches. They are both too careful.
We're underway. Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson for the heavyweight championship of the world. Tyson attacking Lewis, and Lewis comes right back with 3 uppercuts.
It was one initial uppercut that changed everything.
This fight is over.
Unloading an uppercut with
A Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. We're looking at Iron Mike Tyson and Lennox the Lion Lewis.
And Tyson unveils the quick left hook.
Mike Tyson is rushing Lennox Lewis. He doesn't have confidence in his skills at this point against a fighter like a Lennox Lewis. That's why he's fighting this way. And he felt the punch of Lennox Lewis. Mike Tyson didn't really train 100% for this fight. There's no excuses. This is Mike Tyson in the ring with Lennox Lewis. And Lennox Lewis shows that he is the better heavyweight champion.
Between Lewis and Tyson, and he cocked 6'5", 250 pounds, and that's no accident. Cotton hand-picked.
These 2 men sparred when
He can handle
they were 16 years old.
inside the ring.
It's going to get real ugly if Lewis keep clinching the way he's doing.
Well, what is he supposed to do when the smaller man dives into him?
You better fight Tyson. You better fight him. You better fight him good. You start clinching him, you give him all the courage that he needs.
But that's what Holyfield did to him. We clinched him and frustrated him.
It's different because Holyfield is down low. This man is up high.
A good straight right hand inside by Lewis.
Now, Tyson is looking at the referee already.
Yeah, Tyson doesn't have anything tonight for Lennox Lewis. Just a matter of time.
Midsection. That's what Castillo models specialize in. Go to that body, go hard. Then make the man afraid of what's going to happen on top. Go hard to the body.
Emmanuel Stewart, Lewis's trainer, told us Lennox cannot fight backing up. That's when Mike Tyson is most dangerous. Tyson still, though, seems to be the aggressor of the 2. Lewis down low with a big right cross.
to land in the back of Tyson's head.
Lennox Lewis needs to stand his ground, pop the jab, follow with a straight right hand, come back with a left hook. Shove Tyson off and continue that sequence. Uppercut, left hook if he gets too close to you. Grab him and wait for the referee to separate you. If you're Mike Tyson, you have to stay inside, bang from the body, and work your way up. The referee, not a factor in here. Mike Tyson is the factor. Ronnie Shields saw Mike Tyson in the locker room. That was the first time he saw Mike Tyson.
Tyson is paying some attention to his corner, which is something I didn't expect.
Jabs will be very important throughout the fight. Lewis landed.
There was no proper training for Mike Tyson in this fight. That is Mike Tyson's fault. Lennox Lewis is boxing beautifully at this point. No, he told him to pop the jab and to throw the right hand when necessary. That is correct. You do tie Mike Tyson up on the inside. But you should be jabbing Mike Tyson, hooking and uppercutting, turning him, and dropping a straight right hand. Tyson doesn't have any more head movement as he did early in his career. Doesn't have the legs to handle the jab. So that's what should be the focal point in this fight for Lennox Lewis.
Seems to be concentrating on firing his right hand with uppercuts.
Lennox Lewis says that he broke his hand sometime in this fight, probably the second round.
Asserting his power in the ring.
Before Mike Tyson was separated from Lennox Lewis by referee Eddie Cotton, Mike Tyson told Eddie Cotton he's holding. And Eddie Cotton followed his lead and told Lennox Lewis to stop holding. Anytime you hear a man complaining about something another man is doing, he is off his game plan.
Still trying to figure out a way to get in.
That's all Lewis has to do is pop the jab. When Mike Tyson gets past the jab, Lewis has to drop the right hand on him. Left hook to the body, left hook to the head, shove him off, and repeat the process. Now, you uppercut on the inside, not from the outside. Lennox Lewis got away with that one, but that is the idea. Short inside punches, left hook or left uppercut. Jab, step around him, shove him off, and drop the right hand and repeat the process.
Okay, look, champion, look, listen to me. Remember I told you, you cannot let this man throw too many jabs at you without you coming back or something, right? Okay, look, you started using your face, but you quit jabbing. You have to be in this man's chest, you understand? Make this a very ugly fight now, okay? I want you right into the chamber. He's slowing down real bad. It's 35 there, left hand. Keep your hand
Work the jab. The jab is pumping now. The jab is pumping. That's what you're waiting for. Right there.
Yeah, this fight took place in Memphis, Tennessee. It would not go more than 8 rounds.
On your way.
Lennox Lewis been waiting for this fight his whole boxing career.
Lennox Lewis has been holding his hands very low. Is he inviting a disaster?
Well, Tyson is real low. You got to put your hands down where your man is. And he's not doing it. It's just that if you're up too high, you can't get that shot in. That's the danger of fighting the taller guy. But he's doing an excellent job of out-jabbing him now and being cautious. Tyson is desperate.
Tyson is standing straight up. Lennox Lewis should be popping the jab and dropping the right hand as Tyson comes in. It's a pretty simple formula at this point.
Going into this fight, everybody thought that Mike Tyson had the stronger jaw. He has certainly shown a strong jaw in this fight because he has taken some solid shots so far.
He's allowing Lennox Lewis to just move around the ring and do whatever he wants.
He has the jab and drop the right hand. It doesn't even have to uppercut or hook at this point.
He has to start throwing his jab to Lennox Lewis's chest and stop trying to hit his head. That's a good body shot by Mike Tyson. He can get that right hand down there low and make it sound. He's coming on top with it sooner or later.
Ronnie Shields told Tyson to make it an ugly fight. Is that because he thinks that Lewis has had his way from a distance?
Yeah, you want him to get closer. Don't make it look so pretty standing out there bobbing and weave. Get close. Make it raggedy.
When we met with Shields, he told us he showed Tyson a lot of tapes of himself back in the 80s. There was a lot of head movement. He was all in balance, and he used his jab a lot more.
When you see Lewis is putting his hand on, hanging down on the boy's head, this could cause some problem with the referee, and I'm telling you.
Mike Tyson is standing right in front of Lennox Lewis.
Excellent jab by Lewis. And a hold. This starts working on the back when a guy keeps leaning on you. Whoa! Music by Tyson.
Lewis can get Tyson out of there right now if he focuses on the jab, straight right hand, and come back with the hook to the body or the head.
Lewis got hurt that time also.
Tyson blinking with the blood in his eye. Lewis calmly looking at his corner and saying, "I've got it under control."
The referee better get in there. You can't instruct him. You got to just brush your way right through.
Dr. Ira Trocki in Tyson's corner will go to work on that cut. Listen to me. Tyson, get his nose. Enough. Listen to me. Look, you got to relax yourself.
You need a cut man in that corner, not a doctor. You need an experienced cut man in that corner.
Listen to me. No, you let this guy have his way on the outside. You understand? Don't let this man have his way on the outside. You got to be close to this man. You understand? You got to stay close. When you get close, shoot your uppercut and go to the body with this man. Okay?
Too much pressure on Mike Tyson's eye. That's too much pressure.
Sit down and get yourself together.
You need a professional cut man in that corner.
You can't just be with kids just to do this shit. Shoot that damn uppercuts off. Man, it's tired.
Here's Lennox Lewis's jabs as he has his way from outside.
Lennox Lewis is letting Mike Tyson off the hook.
There may have caused the cut.
Lewis averaging 25 jabs per round. When he throws that number, he's very dangerous. Let's bring in Harold Letterman to see how he has the fight scored through.
Oh, good hook by Tyson. That's because Lennox Lewis is not dropping the hook and not dropping the jab.
And he signaled to me that the cut was caused by a punch, not a headbutt. So if this fight
gets stopped because of that cut. Lennox wins on a TKO. In the first round, I thought Mike Tyson did a nice job getting inside, but in rounds 2 and 3, just like you saw right there, Lennox stood on the outside, used that jab, and came up with some nice, solid right uppercuts.
At this point in the fight, the bad boy of boxing is getting spanked by Lennox Lewis, but he is always dangerous.
Now, right now, Lennox Lewis is fighting Mike Tyson like George Foreman fought Joe Frazier in 1974. I'm sorry, 1973. In 1972. 1972 and 1976, excuse me.
Now there's blood apparently coming from Tyson's nose.
Oh, good left hook by Lennox Lewis.
The difference tonight is too much holding for Tyson. This guy's done too much holding. Lennox Lewis has been holding too much.
That Foreman and Frazier fight took place in Kingston, Jamaica. This fight is taking place in Memphis, Tennessee. Mike Tyson has absolutely nothing to offer Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis should get him out of here right now.
During his training camp, that as soon as he got hit, he would revert to his natural instincts. And we see less bobbing and weaving and less jabbing from Tyson and Lewis.
Tyson wants out of this fight.
You know, Tyson is picking up the energy from this crowd. They're pulling for him, and sometimes when you're beaten, that's enough to bring you back in the picture.
You know, there is an arrogance about Lennox Lewis that allows him to drop his hands sometimes. And no matter how hurt and slow Tyson is, he is a dangerous puncher.
Oh, what a straight right hand that was.
Tyson goes down, but Eddie Cotton says no knockdown. The force of Lewis on Tyson's back. Why wasn't that a knockdown, George? Looked like a knockdown to me. Looked like a clear knockdown.
And he takes a point away from Lennox Lewis.
Taking a point away from Lennox Lewis.
It's like this, and you still doing this shit. Don't turn it, Tyson. Get this motherfucker out of here, man. You fucking ready to get caught with some crazy shit. Step it up, the man is finished.
I agree. Lennox should have knocked him out last round.
Get your hands.
You cannot just run in. The right hand is down. When he jab, throw the right hand and no hook behind it. Okay? Just give me a deep breath, champ. Okay? Give me another round like that.
Stay alert, champ.
Ah, beautiful right hand.
Oh, but he leans on him too much. That's
Eddie leaned on him. But that's not a foul, George.
yeah, but
Is
you
it?
leaning. You got to look. He's
But why
leaning.
is that a foul?
But he's on his back. He's leaning on his back. He hit him with a good right hand, but what's all the leaning and
George Foreman did that plenty of times in his career.
Seems to be fighting Tyson and the referee, in my view. Lewis throwing 39 punches, connecting on 27 for 69%. And the fourth
Tyson needs to just fight in this particular round. If he gets knocked out, he gets knocked out. This is his last round.
one good shot?
It'll go 8 rounds. This is the 5th round, but this is his last opportunity to try and get this man out of here. Speaking of Tyson knocking out Lennox Lewis.
Win points. He's just looking for one shot, and Lewis, that long jab stops anything.
Eddie Cotton with his hands on both fighters' chests as he pushes them away.
Tyson just can't find the distance. Now he goes leaning on his head again. If he goes down by a shot, the referee is still going to get him.
But Tyson's lowering his head.
Lennox apparently hurt his hand. I think he complained about that. He hit him on a break. Cotton could take another point away from him. That's a foul.
I don't know what
That's what the champion is doing to deserve these kinds of calls from Eddie Cotton. A lot of people were concerned about some political calls from the referee, and right now, in my judgment, we're seeing some of it.
Tyson bleeding now from both eyes.
Lennox Lewis should never been playing around. He should have had him and jabbing him and pecking him. He should go on and lower the hammer on him and stop playing around with the jab. You got a man hurt, he's waiting to go, finish him out, because you're just going to get yourself in trouble waiting around for a better shot.
Now, if Lennox Lewis's right hand is hurt, he needs to hook off the jab and get this man out of here. He's asking you to knock him out. Tyson does not want to be in this ring anymore.
He blocked that uppercut. Lennox Lewis is playing around too much. Put the right hand on the man.
You don't uppercut, you can break your hand. You throw a left hook at Mike Tyson after you jab. Take a half step over to your left, hit him with a hook, and this fight is over. If your right hand is hurt as you say it is. No uppercuts. You have the left hook if you cannot throw the right hand. But Tyson needs to go, because Tyson is still dangerous.
You got a dead man in front of you, and you still do this. Just let that shit go. This fight is over with. You gonna fuck around and let it get you with some shit if you don't watch. This man is dead out there, but he wants to quit. And you out here playing. No. Give me all you got one round. Just let me go hands. I just want your hands moving this round. Can you stay close to the stand and get your hands moving this round for me?
Like, you go out, you're fine.
No. I need
Too much pressure on the eye of Mike Tyson.
You got too much distance. You let this guy jab the hell out of you. You got to move your hand. Now we got to win this. Doing this, commander said that let this shit go. Right hand over top, right hand uppercut. Stay alert, man.
No uppercuts.
This man is dangerous.
You need a. If you can't throw the right hand, you have to throw a left hook.
This is ridiculous.
There's the right hand.
That's probably why he hurt his hand.
The left eye of Tyson.
Emmanuel Stewart imploring his fighter to take care of business, echoing the sentiments of George Foreman.
Now Tyson should take a round out now. Let this guy move into him a little bit. You don't need to chase a puncher around all night like that.
Lewis again landing at will. In the fifth round, 31 of 50 for 62%. Tyson throwing to 17 shots, landing 6 according to CompuBox.
That right hand hurt Tyson that time.
If Lennox Lewis can throw the right hand, he needs to drop the right hand and get this man out of here. Oh, beautiful right hand.
Overhand right.
And come back with the left hook.
Lewis is doing cookies cover. He's not dropping his head at all. Keeping his head up high so tight.
As they watch him absorb this punishment almost without any return.
They tune in for a fight and they're getting one. This guy's not quitting. He's not doing anything.
Now, you understand? Listen to me. You're fighting for the heavyweight championship again. You understand?
Too much pressure on the eyes.
Look, I'm not going to sit out there and just let you do this. You understand? You have to throw your punches. You understand? For God's sake, you have 2 hands. You understand? Just let your hands go. Yes, you can. No, let your hands go.
Tyson wants to quit.
You done took this guy's best shot.
This man got nothing for you.
The guy you took his best shot. This guy's getting tired. It's time for you to go to work, brother.
Come on, man.
Go to work.
You train hard.
George, you call it batting practice.
That's what it is.